It's a form of Likee TV na message and then our channel is so hit at the subscribe on like is and drop in the latest news content about Jebre. No one says so to me akabi na ya bora and cinema at you for na and summer air popano. Supreme Court ruling in one sense me na Justice Lovely Johnson. Must say a woman say Bagbin wuli na General Constitution is so. Edi make in verdict and that's what would yen wuli no. Mara. No Justice Lovely Johnson on no Supreme Court. Who say adia Torkornoo. Any other judges need be a for. Nimremu cra. I said, back for no, it drew here now. Ye moon room, yentie and some be a bar, the account of the moons and bedroom.
Ye, Osnoma me, and an emma, a year ruling be a bar, a Supreme Court. Now, ruling no, a bar, no, you say, oh, bonnet tofa, a year Chief Justice Torkornoo. One judge for a naya munina in Sian waka ho no ka ho enson emu enum say omo de omo gidi pa say eye Alban Bagbin our speaker of parliament no na montuo anase djuma odi no parliament no sebio o ka say MPs beye miensa ana enan omo de party din mu eba parliament ende omo say omo pese party na de omo ban no omo jai party no ho no omo contest independent no kire say omankasa seat no omoja no ho no and the Supreme Court Madam Torkornoo any judge for a 9 eka no ho omoye one judge for omoye a 9 eka no ho oka ho omoye num no omo de omo say chief speaker of parliament no ade na oye no Ghana de mbra ebo ye ho ban no we ndi mbra so unconstitutional. Judge for mienu a na omoka judge for no nyina man be enso no 2 of the 7 judges no Judge Tanko and Justice Johnson Lovelace Johnson judge for mienu bu mo amoso dabi ade a speaker of parliament Alban Bagbin no kwan so edi womrem in fact emra kire se Pepe kwan so eno ye inti 7 judges omotena ase no emu enum a chief justice kan ho no omo say omo de Alban Bagbin o ka say MPs na omo de party din ba parliament and the omo say omo ko contest independent no sa judge fo num no omo say Alban Bagbin ka say MPs no omo seat no omo ja to ho no 5 judges a chief justice kan ho no omo say enimrem ena mienu a omo ka enso no say da bi e wo mrem the Alban Bagbin no e wo mrem inte no kre ne kwan so. Now say unya abutre na wo hwe asem a besi ni nyina asem ni nyina no say NPP for akọ Supreme Court say emra bia Alban Bagbin gina so e ka say so obi ba parliament na or the party be din eba parliament na party ni din tina ote parliament na sani pane na adwene say okọ asa akopre seat asa tena parliament na sa party na otene franka so e parliament no oja sa party no ho a che say sa party no sebi o seat no oja no ho no adea na Alban Bagbin embra ogina so no che say woja o seat no ho na okopre seat ankurankura na independent sa seat na de obaye no sa seat no technically obi ante so. Now from the ruling of the Supreme Court no obebusa say sa article na Alban Bagbin gina so e ka say sa de na MPs ni ye no enye into omo forfeit omo seat no under which circumstance ena sa sa article no under which circumstance na sa article no apply. Because I must say sa de na nkofo ne no Alban Bagbin eni hu kwan so beka say and they say omo free omo party mu eko independent omo nje omo seat nto enye mbremu a what time circumstance ben and there was a sa sa embra no ye gina so ka se obi ato embra e parliament because says ye wo mbra wo hosa na se Alban Bagbin e use mbra no na se NPP for Supreme Court na Supreme Court se sa mbra na e wo se e kire se obi afofiti the seat and seat ni nya ne dia biam no Supreme Court say omo ngintum say Alban Bagbin e use samra na question be say busa e Supreme Court say when and what circumstances and a samra no apply time bang inti e kire obi eku obi ansa ne akase wa 15 seat and I said so at this point no ya wo mbra foforo bi wo ha Alban Bagbin betime use say so obi ba parliament na say ofri ne party mu na se okase on the party nanti biom na ojani seat to so okopre independent a mbra ben biom na ende yengina so enkase sa nipa ne seat no onti so biom. Is there another article? And that is the basic question Ghana ni bi onim nyanse be busa Supreme Court because se mbra ewowa Alban Bagbin ejina so editu sa na mo no mo say mbra sebio Ghana constitution itia dia e dia mbra na se Alban Bagbin ende okase opeso gina so take a decision na onjina so what when what exact what at which under which circumstance can that decision be taken or that the article can be applied under which circumstance can that article be applied because the article Alban Bagbin gina so no parliament standing orders parliament constitution is the Supreme Court going to give Alban Bagbin another article for him to use in case as some way ever told him because it is still a pending issue before him and as a Speaker of Parliament he needs to take a decision. Now if the Supreme Court is saying that article no gina so take a decision no it is not constitutional so which article because the constitution has stated it clearly so obi ura parliament no otu sa na mo na or say the panija city so into what article should we today if Speaker of Parliament sits down what article should he base his decision on? That is a tricky question, and that is a question I should say our Supreme Court is overstepping, and the judiciary is now basically working for the executive. Because you cannot tell me, say, we see public toilet, and a public toilet, no I catch say, a man kwana kosa public toilet and so. So ya bema na ura wa watumra. Mra ewo kuruma ye nyina yetin. Now, a few months ago, asimesi a ya friend amwako ekora ema toilet no so ene eche no. Ye de be gina wo ohini nanim no, o se we bu mra so. If you say ye wo mra eda ho a ekire se. Se ura ema toilet a yanka se ura ho Monday ana Tuesday. Yankasa ura ho January ana February yankasa ura ho December ana said in January yes say ura emma toilet ne so a wabu mra into a few months ago Kwame Amwako ewura mra ne toilet ene ye chi ne begina wo ohini nanim ena o ka kire saa nipa ne say wura mra toilet you did not care the day the time the year but as far as wura mra toilet no mra na ebokro no ho ban ne say e wo say etwa wesu ama wo gina so as ohini no etwa Kwame Amwako esu. Now, yetete ha na eyedien nipa foforo ekowura emba toilet so. Nipa foforo ekowura emba toilet so. Yekoyi nipa ne ba ye na eye wo de hye ba ko a obetumi abedi akonwa. Now, ekromofo ede nipa ne ba ye na omka kire wo se nana nipa waka se ma wo de embra to wo se ma obi enwura emba toilet so no. And kojo poku ewura ma toilet ne so. Efri nanana no a kojo poku de oyede hye. Kojo poku de oyananta. Eti kojo poku ye de hye de ye ntumi ntwa ne su. Na kojo poku no ye ma ne warning. This is what we are seeing at the Supreme Court today. Mike Okwe edit the same article. And the catch the Ghana for say eye for me na MP no on cross the carpet, not only MPP in Koya business. MPP for did not see anything wrong with it. The same parliament, BBS society, the same standing order, the same article. And the NPP for the Supreme Court, Supreme Court, catch say the rules are the same. The character has changed. Nipa na commit crime no, and commit crime na ye kan ho asem no, different from the commit first crime no. Adentra, they are affiliated to the NPP. And that is what the Supreme Court wants us to believe today. And Intira Mibusa say, at what circumstance and at which circumstance and that article can be applied? When can it be applied? Because when you read the document, so we read the article 17, we read the new standing orders are, we read the 18 now, vacancy other than resignation. Uko article 97(1) B to E, G and H of the Constitution. It says this. That is the standing orders, new standing orders of Parliament. Or say, the Speaker shall inform the House of the occurrence of a vacancy of the seat of a member under clause 1B to E, G, and B and H of Article 97 of the Constitution. The Speaker of Parliament came to Parliament and announced to Parliament that these people have vacated their seats. So why are we today in Supreme Court for the Supreme Court to tell us Ghanaians to say that same article that the standing orders recognize, the Supreme Court does not recognize Parliament standing orders. That is where we are getting to. And it's a simple question, say. So the article, the Supreme Court for Gina so, Eka say, in fact, I was say the Alban Bagbin enimbrem. The question is, at what time, what circumstance, and Article 97, and then what time does it apply? When can we use it? When is the best time to use that article? So we Speaker of Parliament in now. Also Supreme Court catch the Alban Bagbin. Say, this is a time I also uses our article way because they did not give specification when the article can be used. Because in the standing orders, it is clear that this is the right time the article can be used. And in the standing orders, it does not state to say it can be used 2 months to elections, or 3 months to elections, or 2 years to elections, or the first day a government takes over. The article, the standing orders, it applies any day when that happens. So, Speaker of Parliament, whether it is a week to elections, a month to elections, a year to elections, the article and the standing orders tells him this is what you need to do. And Speaker Alban Bagbin followed through and announced to Parliament that your colleagues have forfeited their seats and going independent. So this article applies. Their seat is vacant. So I want to ask the Supreme Court, at what time does this article apply? And you see the funny thing, because they wanted to put out this ruling to make sure, say, the NPP gets their way, the day before the ruling came out, the Attorney General came to tell Ghanaians to say, Mike Okwe's ruling then, which favored the NPP. I'm talking about the former MP, the Attorney General quickly came out to say it was unconstitutional. It means they knew that if they don't say that the first ruling by Mike Okwe is unconstitutional, whatever the Supreme Court will do today, it will be against the first ruling. So what they had to do quickly was that the Attorney General will come and tell us, Attorney General say that first ruling by Mike Okwe is unconstitutional, so that it creates a window for the Supreme Court to make this judgment. So because the Supreme Court, basis so they cannot rule on this matter until somebody tells us to say the first ruling is unconstitutional. They will use the precedent to say that this one too is unconstitutional. And Nuntina, they waited and for the Attorney General to first come out to say Michael Kwei's ruling was unconstitutional, and they will base on that to say that then this is also unconstitutional. That is why I'm asking the Supreme Court to say, so at what point, at what time, at which circumstance, and you bet to me, like I said, this article 97 can be applied. When? Time bang. Why are you making a mockery out of yourselves at the Supreme Court? Because we are still expecting the Supreme Court to tell us, because now that they have all the powers to enter Parliament and interpret parliamentary laws to us, they should tell us when that article can be applied. When? Is it when a parliamentarian dies, or somebody shoots somebody in Parliament, or somebody goes naked in Parliament, or somebody brings all the flags from their constituency to come and fill a seat they sit on in Parliament? When does that article apply? Because now we have been made to believe that the Supreme Court is the creme de la creme. Law, they have been able to even infiltrate Parliament, enter Parliament to take over parliamentary proceedings. Now they are saying Parliament. That is why I'm sending this message to the Supreme Court. When does that article apply? When does it apply? You see, there's something this MPP they are doing, and they think Jimmy. You have in your market in Muamaka, mine steady, one steady. You may be at the better one. Some judges benume drew or them mumu. Some people, if you don't slow down, after your market, no someone quasi afono. Sabobo careless ahun. And yan nipe bi ni sometime di ni to munima. Nyoma e be go abontene no. Mumu bi mu benume drew wo them. This clearly is embarrassing. This ruling from the Supreme Court, it is totally embarrassing. And you know what hurts here? The Supreme Court is basically telling us, Parliament, Jimmy, their own standing orders, to me, you see. Into Ochina, you know another Speaker of Parliament. For a article bang, and then cancer Parliament says somebody has forfeited their seat. Their article no so because you are telling us the standing orders are unconstitutional. Article bang. You see, sometimes when you are nipa na mugu Supreme Court or munya nyamio. Asemna eto judges in 1982. I'm telling you, what happened to the judges who were shot and burnt alive? It can happen to any of you guys. You people should not see yourself say you are above the law. You see, human anger, when you push it to its limit, it can do things that at the end of the day, we are not regret it. Let not your actions push human to that level. I am running at the church Ghana. So we all need to adhere and make sure Sam Brano are protecting Obia. You cannot be selective with the law. It is bad. But see, 1982 judges na yeku it is because of actions bi omu take here and the man nipa bi di moja show etwa aja to omu bo mutirimutu. And let me tell you, the same human beings who left in 1982 are the same people who live here now, today. They have not gone anywhere. They are still living with us. So they have not changed. Those people we see said they were Christians in 1982. No, they are the same Christians we are living with. Those we saw said they are Muslims in 1982. No, they are the same Muslims we are living with today. So nothing has changed. It is your actions. It will bring the monster out of them again. And history always repeats itself when some people think they can suppress it. And that is what we are seeing in our judges, in our courts. We are not supposed to see the court being extraordinarily biased like this. This is wrong. It is not good. I am a Ghanaian. I should respect the Supreme Court, and I respect the Supreme Court. But people cannot turn the law upside down and use the law against the people. How can the Supreme Court go to Parliament and say that?
Someone daily update TV so.